Hello, girls. Happy Thursday. It is almost coming to the holiday, Memorial Day 2022, when I'm recording this live video. And just wanted to give you a little bit of a catch up of my whereabouts during the past week. And it is being very, very busy. It's amazing how during COVID, when everything went down the drain, at least, for a lot of businesses like mine that depended a lot in one-on-one interactions, that it really forced me to reinvent myself in a lot of ways when it comes into the business side. But more than anything, it made me think a lot about how I can serve better my clients. So everything, my world really collapsed around me in many ways, especially because, as many of you know, I am from Mexico, and things were even worse in Mexico. My sister being an event photographer, you can imagine, with no events, I had to step up to the plate and really be the main provider really for them, not just me, but also for my family. So it was tough, but I always say that you know since a while ago, since I've been like working a lot, in my own personal journey. It's been now it's like almost a 20-year journey. But along the way, I've heard quotes and things that really stuck to me, and I keep them day to day, very present in my life. And one of them is, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And I remember before COVID, I was very, very busy with a lot of clients. I was, it was not a problem really, cash flow basically. I had a lot of clients, so the business was just flourishing. And I remember I was starting to feel a little bit frustrated because it was just so easy. So you go through all this process of building yourself to a point and basically climbing the mountain. And once you get there, it's like, now what? Okay, it's a beautiful view, but you get tired of the same view. That's the only view you ever have, until a storm comes, and then you wish for a sunny day and a beautiful sunset again. And that's exactly what happened. And I think we all go through that. I am a big follower of Tony Robbins, and one of the things, that same thing has stuck to me to this day, are the basic, the fundamental human needs, and one of them is certainty. We all need to know where we're standing, what we're eating, where we're sleeping, that we're being loved, that we have a paycheck, that we're healthy, that we what we can count on. So we have a huge need for certainty. But then the other need is the need for variety, for change. And I realized when I studied those human needs, that for me a huge driver in my life was the need for variety. And I made a joke at one point when I was telling this story to a friend, like, hey, I need so much variety. I got 3 husbands and 3 divorces. It's just a joke. I didn't do it for that. But, and I also have moved. But, most of us, we're always trying to get to a place in which we feel safe, especially women, that we know with certainty that we have money coming in, that our kids are taken care of, our family's okay, and we don't have to worry about. But then it comes to a point in which, like, everything is good, and we actually freaked out because everything is so good. It's like, oh my God, this is so good, something bad is gonna happen. We cannot deal with happiness. We have very low tolerance for good things in our lives and for happiness. And very often we actually sabotage ourselves in order to create chaos, and shake things so that something happens, so we actually get to work on that. And we do it unconsciously. There is this book by Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap, which I talk about it all the time. It was a book that really transformed my life. And he talks about how we all have this upper limit, like a thermostat. we set it a certain temperature, and once we get there, it kicks in. If we set it, a thermostat, you set it up at, for example, at 68 degrees in the summer. If the temperature goes above 68, it kicks in, to cool. And once it's everything at the temperature you want to, it turns itself off. And then we go into, very calm, and it's very steady, very comfortable. And then suddenly we start to get hot. It's like, oh my God, it's so hot here. And the thermostat, kicks in, because it's too hot. And we do the same thing in our lives. Everything is going well, and it's like, oh my God, this is just like too easy. What am I doing here? Something's gonna happen. How long this is gonna last? This is it? I'm not growing. It's boring. So for me, it was during COVID, actually right before. Again, I was really thriving in my business, but I felt that I just needed more. At one point, I talked to one of my coaches and said, like, I just need more chaos in my life. I need something to worry about. This is just way too easy. And he thought it was just crazy. But it's like, I know it's crazy. I have everything. I mean, I have amazing clients. The phone is ringing all the time. I'm booking like crazy. All I have to do is wait for the phone to ring, or an email, get on the phone, book a client, go and photograph her, and they invest in their images, and run the credit cards. But it's like, there's more. So I really thought, I started to do certain things, like COVID hit, and then I had money saved for my 50th birthday to go to Italy, which was canceled because COVID hit. So I used that money to remodel my house in Mexico. So that kept me going. It's like, okay, here's a new project. So every day I was like checking. It was a mess in my house over there. I had to move out, and I moved to my sister's house. And so that kept me going. And once it was finished, we threw a small party there for my 50th birthday because I couldn't travel. And once that was done, it's like, okay, now what? I still don't have any clients. We still can shoot really that much. And then, the elections came, and then a lot of changes in the advertising world, the marketing world happened, and everything just went down to the drain. So beware what you wish for. And God listened to my prayers. Oh, okay, you're bored? Sure, okay. There's no clients more for you. Doesn't matter what you do, the faucet of clients coming easily is over. And so it's been 2 years trying to, build everything back up, once I opened my doors again to photograph clients. But nothing was working. The phone wasn't ringing, or it was clients that they were not really ready to do a session, or financially they were not in the position to do it because they also lost their jobs with COVID. And so it's like, wish granted. You were bored? Here, you needed something to worry about in your life? Here you go. So the point I'm trying to make is that God knows better, honestly, because at the end, what it is that I had a vision in my life about where I wanted to go, how I wanted to feel, and I just wanted to feel more significant and have more contribution to the world. And I felt that, okay, I already accomplished all this, and it took me 15 years to get to where I was right before COVID. So it was a lot of fighting and struggling and figuring out to put me there. And then once I got there, it was so sweet for 2-3 years. And then it's like, that's it, what's next? So at the end, the one question we all had to ask ourselves is, where do I want to go? What do I want my life to look like? Not so much in the next, in 20 years, because that is so far. So we have, and if it is 1 year, it's just too short. So I think 3 to 4 years is really ideal, because we don't have to hurry up that, oh my God, it already is half of the year, halfway there. I have 6 months left, and 3 months before Christmas, we're all freaking out because it's like, what did I do this year? So it has to be something more manageable that our brain, okay, 3 years is very doable. and I really needed to see where I wanted to go. And for me, it was to bring more significance, more contribution to the women that come into my circle. That I touch their lives with my message, and it's been tough emotionally because if I don't have a client, there's no money coming in. So that's the thing when you're a business owner. Yes, you do have a lot of freedom, but you also work your ass off, and yes, you define your own income. You can make as much as you want to when you have a good business, but also you had to build it. There's no certainty about where the next paycheck is going to come from. So it's all about having a vision of where you want to go and trust the process. That God knows better, that is going to really give you the one thing that you need in order to get you to where you want to go. God knows better. And it might not look as, it might be very painful, stressful. It might look like you don't find the way out. How am I going to get out of this? But it's about we perceive things that really make the huge difference. So instead of seeing it as a bad thing, it's like, okay, there's struggle here. How am I going to get out of this? Because in the struggle is the growth. If you do not struggle, you're never going to grow. If life is easy, you're going to stay the same. And if you just want to live a life of certainty where everything is easy, by all means, go ahead. But hardly anybody, I don't think anybody goes through this life without pain and struggle. So in order to deal with that properly, let's just, grow with the struggle. See that as an opportunity to grow. And for me it was, I knew I needed to grow more, and I thought it had to do with the business, like make more clients, maybe open another studio in another city, maybe hire other photographers or start teaching other photographers. And I tried different things during COVID. I think the best thing that came out of COVID was writing my book, which is coming out. It's slow because I have other projects that put food on my table right now on the works. And but the book is progressing. A lot of you have seen my quizzes about helping, my request for you helping me design my book cover. So right now I'm doing something in the background, so when I launch the book, it's a huge success. So you might not be hearing a lot about the book for a while because I'm building the foundations first, which is very important for everything that we do in our lives. Make sure that your foundations are strong. So what I wanted was to really have some personal growth, and what I realized that it had nothing to do really with the business. I mean, it did, but it was not about growing the business. It was about evolving the business into something more meaningful and that contributed more to women's lives. So all that is going to be, surfacing in my contact to you in the future months, and me going live is part of that. About just rambling. Sometimes my rambling is not really going to tell you much except what my dog ate today. But other times I'm really going to be, quite inspired and probably give you some inspiration and something meaningful. But the one thing that came out, it was that what I was searching for in my personal growth, it was the one thing that I was avoiding the most, which was getting back into a relationship. I really thought after my last divorce and my last breakup 5 years ago that I'm fine. I don't need a man. I don't need a relationship. This is easy. I don't have to tell anybody where I'm going. I don't have to ask for permission. I don't have to put up with anybody's clothes or bad habits or snoring or bad smell or weird family. It's just me. And yes, I enjoy it, very much. I still enjoy having my bed for myself. But the reality is the biggest growth that we can accomplish as human beings is through relationships, and not so much with our family, but in a personal, intimate relationship with the opposite sex. In the husband and wife, a romantic relationship, basically a committed relationship. And so that's where I am right now, and it's been a huge learning experience, because I have been learning so much about myself and giving myself the opportunity to do things that I never did in the past, like dating a lot of men, going in a lot of dates. I don't care, as long as they seem like they're safe people, I will go out, because I just needed to know me. I don't necessarily know who they are, but that's something that I need an exercise for myself. And so it's been great. I started August of last year, so now we are in middle of May, almost end of May. So it will be soon, a year that I can look back, about a year ago, where I was. And it's been, several gentlemen that I have dated, for a while, not just one date, but had made it to 4, 5, 6 days, in a couple of weeks, couple of months. And I've learned so much about myself, and I definitely have evolved as a person. And I know that that is something that is bringing me a lot of fulfillment in my life. And yes, a lot of work to that as well. But we do not grow unless we struggle. And because I live my life, when my dad passed away, I realized how soon, you had cancer, you have 8 months, there's nothing we can do. So life can evaporate just like that. I said, I need to be prepared that if one day I actually had a scare, a couple of weeks ago, that they called me back for a second mammogram. And everything goes through your mind about, oh my God, what if something comes out? What if my dad got cancer, my grandmother got cancer, an uncle just got diagnosed with some gene that they're looking and see if he also has some cancer going on. And so it's I need to be prepared. So my life is all about always living every day as if I'm going to die tomorrow. And I try to remind myself of that every single day, because it can go just like that. And we cannot be happy every single minute of the day. That's impossible. That is a fool's errand. But we can live a fulfilled life. That, oh my God, this struggle, I think struggle is part of being human. Those feelings of worry, stress, sadness, disappointment, all those struggles, is just part of being human. So I choose to embrace them. And those are all the things that I'm learning about myself, that I have learned, how I have evolved, how I am continuing to evolve, because it never ends. I recently discovered, I don't want to make this video even longer. I think we're almost at 20 minutes here, which I appreciate you sticking around and you're still there. But I'm always, want to keep, discovering about me. And recently I discovered something about why I married 3 times and had a 4th relationship that it was almost like a marriage. And it was very interesting. So I will talk about, that in a different video. But I want to close it today here, almost been 20 minutes keeping you here with your attention, which I truly appreciate. That wherever you are right now in your life, take anything that I said, any bits and pieces here, that's something that made you think, and I just leave you with this quote again. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. So embrace it, because there's always a good reason, and it is up to you if you want to fight it back. Why is this happening to me? Instead of why not? What makes me so special? And actually, I'm so special that God is sending me this struggle, because that's exactly what I need in order to wake the hell up and grow, to take me where I want to go, because nobody's going to take you there. Only you can take you there. So, okay, girls. So enjoy your holiday weekend. And if I go live in Instagram from places, and this morning I went live showing you a little bit of the newborn colt in my ranch. Monarca is so cute. So you haven't, you don't follow me on Instagram, please do so. It's art. Voodoo Photography Chicago. I'm just gonna put in this video so you can follow me on Instagram when I go